No. 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 All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Get that pumping. Get that pumping, bro. Get that pumping. I haven't been going to the gym as much as I want to. Ever since the one in my building closed down, I've been pumpless. I've had to pay $15 just for a day pass. Think kind of made some progress on the project. Hey, hey, it's like 650 for me right now. Okay, well it's like 151 for me right now. So I think I'm like 5 hours ahead of you. Hmm. Sorry for the lack of response. I need reference, and I get real focused on Pinterest. I think that's better. Um, okay, better, better. Better, better, better. Yeah, right now. How do we do this? Thank you. Yeah, this is a. Jesus Christ. This is what it. This is what the entire thing looks like. Basically, it's Superman helping out during the civil rights movement, or essentially, you know, Clark. He's from Kansas. And basically, like one day, you know, when he like I think does some Superman stuff, like he saves people from like I don't know some alien invasion or like a house fire. Basically, people crowd around, oh my god, Superman, oh my god, you're so awesome. And then like one one angry, frustrated black person comes up to him and is like, you know, basically it's like, hey, look at this shit, look at this shit. And then it's like Emmett Till, a young boy, a young black boy, has just been murdered. It's like, where were you when Emmett Till was getting murdered? Where were you when dozens of innocent people were getting lynched by these hood-wearing animals? Where were you? You're not a hero, Superman. You're a bulldog for the white man. And then basically she spits at him, throws a you know newspaper in his face, and of course like you know people are like, oh, what's your problem, fucking bitch? But then like Superman is like he looks at the newspaper, and he's like, oh my god, she's right. And it's like, and like Superman, like you know, it's like he wanted to help, but at the same time, it's like you know, at this point, he worked with the government, and the government, like every time he's tried to basically, it's like, hey, you know, I think we should really do something about the Klan and their multitude and their violent crimes against innocent civilians. It's like, you know, the government's like, no, let's worry about, you know, communism and Cuba and Russia. And then basically Superman's like, you know, at this point, no, enough's enough. I'm gonna do something about this. And then you know, of course, that's when he starts, you know, fighting the Klan, and that's when he starts, you know, helping out during the civil rights movement. Because Superman's a hero. Matter of fact, in the shit, god damn it. All right, this damn thing. There's a visual. Yeah. Matter of fact, there's a visual that you know in my head that always made me smile. Basically, it's this. Superman's in the South, right? And he's being his regular, you know, his regular friendly self. And then on one, he's waving high in one hand, and in another hand he has like a rope, and he's basically leading like a group of Klansmen with a rope, like by the neck. They're all like, you know, it's like 1, 2, 3. And basically, two African American kids are like, "Whoa, what's that?" It's like, "How's it going, boys?" And then basically he's just like waving one hand. Yeah, that's fine. It's just my tablet. Um, he's waving one hand, high with one hand, and the other hand he's got like a rope, and and at the end of that rope it's just like Klansmen, and they're all tied by the neck, and basically he's just tugging them along. It's like come, like, it's like hi, how's it going? Keep walking, redneck. Keep walking, cousin fucker. It's like we're human beings. It's like, yeah, human beings who attack other human beings because of their skin chemistry. Fucking retard. Move. Ooh. Ah. You know, something cool like that. I mean, well, less cursing, obviously, but you know, yeah. But that is my Superman. Okay, so I need to. There's been some congestion, and I need to spit. My monitor fell. Yeah. All right. Okay. So but that's enough of my, you know, childish bullshit. I gotta finish this. I gotta finish this. I indulge in my man childish bullshit. I gotta keep on working. Mr. Chong Jones says in 2 years' time I could be professional. And I'm tired. Tired of the day jobs. I'm tired of. I don't know. I'm tired of being in the same place I was when I was 9 or 16. That's not cool. You know? Everyone's moving on. I'm staying in the same place. And that scares me. I need to move on too. Now, I obviously want to live in a place of my own. Solo dolo. Oh, yeah, I saw it. Give me a second. It has to be in my. There's batteries, whips. Yeah, I saw it. Honestly, I like it. I like it, right? Yeah, it's really good. It's well done. But yeah, no, yeah, I saw it. I think, nah, no, I think it's really good. Yeah, wait, by the way, Madara, if you like Sam Keith, you're gonna love James Heron. Matter of fact, give me a second. I will DM you. I will send. I will send you some James Herron work. Interest. Oh. Where's the entire photo? You know what? Yeah, perfect. Open and newt. No. I'm wasting time, but fuck it. And who else? Oh, the perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think that has to be 5. And yeah, that's it. Yeah. James Herron. If you love Sam Keith, you will love James Herron. This stuff is awesome. This stuff is great. Like he has a comic book. I don't know, like look at his work. Tell me what you think. Yeah, no, it's like James Herron, uh, like Daniel Moore Johnson will tell you differently. Like James Herron is someone who inspired him a lot when he was coming up. But yeah, no. Whenever I look at Sam Keith's work, it kind of reminds me of that. Okay, let's keep working. Hmm. All right, all right. I need to reference it. Hmm. Okay, okay. Honestly, my top 10 Wolverine artist is Daniel. I think, actually, no, I don't think I have a top 10 Wolverine artist. And even if I do, I don't think I have the energy to name him out. I'm too busy with this. Spit break. Okay. Damn it. Yes. Also, yes. No. Maybe the neck could be. No. No, no. I think it's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect, mate. It's perfect, mate. No new ones. No new ones. No new ones. No new ones. Yes. No, no, no. Eh, garbage. Also, Hey, how's it going?
Good. Greetings.
How's it going? How's it going?
It's going good. Just about to start. Oh, it's officially 7:30. So I'm gonna get started with the drawing portion, then we can chat. Um, but let me just pull up a pencil to use. I've been using this charcoal one the past few weeks. Maybe I'll switch it up though and do something different.
All right, all right, all right.
This one's similar to the charcoal one. Yeah. Let me just get, if anyone's watching the stream on YouTube, I'm going to get started because ideally you're here to figure draw. But uh, Jacobo is on, and other people might join. We're in open chat. Um, where's my window? Oh, here we go. Line of action. I'm just double checking this actually works. We're going to go 60-second poses. They're covered models, which is good because you don't want to get banned. 60 seconds, 10 poses. Let's crank the number down to 10. And then I'm gonna press start. How you doing?
How am I doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm doing okay. I am I'm I'm in the midst of a project. I'm I'm basically on the last week of my mentorship with Anthony Chong Jones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I've been working on this Superman project. Um, Basically, um, it's basically just a I could actually like, show you in like the chat of the Discord, but it's basically Superman escorting this girl, this African American girl to a school. It's like
Yeah.
you know the Norman Rockwell painting, The Problem We All
Yeah.
Live With.
Yeah.
It's that, but with Superman.
Got it.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
really cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's I'm always a huge fan of like retro Superman. Like it was
Yeah.
like it's really cool to imagine like what would he do in specific historical contexts like hey would Superman be a would be a like member of the civil rights movement? I mean, why not? He fought the Klan.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, it'd be kind of awkward because, like, it's like if you think about it, it's like, hey, where was Superman when MLK got shot? It's like, oh, he was probably off planet, something like that. I don't know. It's stupid, but
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, no, that's what I've been working on.
That's cool.
Yeah, also
I
I'm.
think I've seen some images when you're streaming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been doing thumbnails and I've been trying to you know make more portfolio pieces. Also, I have been training up for my road test. I am trying to get my driver's
Oh,
license.
for driving, right?
Yeah, driving. It's I I do not want to be a man child. I uh, I don't know. I'm deathly afraid of becoming a man child. I mean, I don't know. Granted, like the um, the life path of like I was taught that it's like the regular life path of an adult is like of a kid is like of a person is that they go to school, they go to high school, they go to college, they get a job, then they move out. And I went
Yeah.
to college, but I've yet to get a job. I haven't moved out. I don't even have a driver's license, so it's like damn. It's like everyone else is kind of moving on, yet I haven't. And that's something I want to it's like just end. You know, it's like It's like that old adage: if you see X on the road, kill him. Well, you know, for me, it's the man child. Like, if you see the man child on the road, kill him. So you know.
You're afraid. You're afraid you're being left behind.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm being left behind developmentally.
It's like I think I told you last week. Don't shouldn't worry too much. Everyone's different, you know, and depending on what you're doing, it greatly impacts that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, I moved out later.
Yeah,
Than,
of course.
Yeah, I moved out later than most. Well, I moved out, then I moved back in because I switched my jobs. That's kind of how I happened to be.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. But you know, it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit too hard on myself, but you know, that's just how I feel. It's like, damn, it's like I've been in this room for like, God knows how many years. It's like I remember like being 9 years old, and this was my room, and now I'm 26, and it's like, damn. Apart from like rearranging furniture, and I don't know, possibly a computer and a bookshelf, like nothing has changed.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I understand that it takes time, and I'm still trying to like internalize that, but it's it's a mental thing that I'm wrestling with. And,
yeah, I mean it could be annoying to be when you feel like you're stuck like that. I mean, and it can happen in multiple times in your life. You could be moved out, and like you have like a job, even a job at like a let's say you get a job at like a game studio or something. You're like, oh my god, I got the job. You might be stuck in a game studio job that maybe doesn't pay that much, and like that's your only option at that moment. And then maybe you don't exactly like the project you're on, but they're paying you and they hired you, and you'll feel stuck that same way. You'll be like, I'm just over here working on a project I don't like for years, and then I'm seeing all these other artists do all this amazing work. Like that can happen multiple times in your life. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. It doesn't. It's not really a judgment on you. Like you're not gonna. No one's really gonna look at it. I mean, unless you're like not trying to get anywhere. If you were just settled and you weren't trying to move on, and you just like you weren't really trying to be productive. I mean, that's a different situation. But it sounds like you're trying to like progress and grow, and you just need a little extra time, to practice your stuff.
Yeah. Practice.
I wouldn't worry too much. Man, I feel like I'm going super slow today. I'm doing this. Oh, rusty. I don't know why. But yeah. So how's the driving going?
I mean, I practiced. I think one thing I would really like to get a handle on is the parallel stuff. Also, yeah, I think parallel parking. Also, I think my mom told me it's like it's like it's gonna take a couple times because apparently the instructors in New York are very mean, and it's like, damn it, it's like it's it's gonna be it's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass. It's like, damn it, I gotta. I feel like one strategy is like to deal with like to deal with like the test conductors in New York is to be insanely obvious with everything. It's like, You know, it's like a walk in. It's like I'm taking a seat. I'm putting my seatbelt on. I am looking at my blind spot, looking at checking the mirrors. You know,
Yeah.
I'm rearranging the mirrors so that I can park parallel, and I'm gonna turn on the car. I'm gonna grab the signal, turn like you know, turn it on to the left signal, turn it on to the left, look at my blind spot again, the mirror, and then rule out. Like I don't know, that's like one strategy, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. It's I've been told by my mom and my sister, it's like you know, it's like they can be a bit anal and like a bit a lot when it comes to when it comes to the test in and of itself. And like my sister even told me, it's like, hey, I went to college in Long Island. That's when I got my driver's license. And you know the driver, like the test conductors in like Long Island are way more chill. And it's like it's like fuck, it's like yeah. Yeah, no, I was hoping to get that out the way, but I'm not sure. Granted, I do have like classes like for the next couple days. So it's like from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I have driving classes. But you know, let's see how it goes, I guess.
My biggest uh, thing to you would be when it comes to parallel parking, don't rush it.
Hmm.
Don't feel pressured to rush. As long as you're doing it right. It's when you parallel park, you often get like kind of pressured because you'll see like other cars behind you, and you're like, "Fuck!" I'm like blocking this car, and like they need to go, and I'm trying to park, and I'm taking forever, and like just screw that. Just ignore the other cars. Take your time to park properly, and then move on from there. Like don't let the other cars make you feel pressured, because that's something that like that happened to me a lot when I was starting out. I'd be like, oh, I gotta hurry up, I gotta hurry up. These I'm blocking all the cars, but it's like they can wait. It's fine. Like even if they start honking at you, it's fine. You need to park properly, and like you don't want to hit another car while you're parallel parking. So
Yeah.
if you hit another car while parallel parking, that's your fault, not theirs.
Yeah.
So just take your time and don't worry about the. Man, I'm really fucking. This is. Whew.
I think.
What was that?
I think it's like one challenge of like driving in New York is that it's like it's New York, and like a lot of people are assholes in New York. And it's like
Yeah.
I was practicing driving with my dad, and like it's like he decided, like, it's like, hey, you know what, drive us home. And I'm like, okay. And basically I was like just driving us home on the car. And
Yeah.
on the way I was like, okay, I'm at the intersection, do I turn left or do I go straight? And then basically I was considering turning left, but then like the bus driver was like, motioning, was like rudely motioning. It's like, oh, turn left, you turn left. And it's like at that moment, I don't know, like it's like it took everything in my power, in my spirit, not to give him the one finger salute.
Well,
Like it,
yeah. I mean, like that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you're gonna check, if you need to decide to turn or something, don't let um, don't let anyone pressure you. Just like they can get all mad as they want. Like you don't want to let them pressure you. Like um, wait to turn left. If they start honking, just be like, "Oh, you're gonna be stuck here. I need to wait to turn properly."
mm-hmm.
Or like that's how I view it. Um, who cares if they honk? If they're impatient, that's them, not you. You're not. It's not your fault.
Yeah, right,
You have
right.
no patience. But that's what I was saying.
Mm.
Okay, we're gonna do some 20-minute poses. We're gonna straight into some 20-minuters.
Right.
I really was shit on these short ones. I feel like I barely got any done.
Mm.
Um, but they're just warm-ups, so we'll
Alright.
do a 20-minute pause, do 2 20 minutes, and take a break. But let me just double check, make sure no one's trying to talk to me. Okay, good. I mean, it's okay if they try to talk to me, but I just want to make sure I'm not missing it. Where's my line of action? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start 20 minutes. Yeah, I think that's the one thing that for me is the one thing I tell myself now that I'm older is just like screw what other people think. Like if someone's gonna honk at you because if you need to do something properly and someone's gonna honk at you because they're impatient, that's just on them. It's not really for you to like you don't need to rush. And then if you're nervous and you're parking, there's a potential that you scratch a car or bump into a car while you're parking. Or if you're nervous and turning, there's a chance you'll get into a full-on accident. You know, the person that's honking, they're not going to be the ones getting the accident because they can't see what you see. You know, like you might be waiting for just the right moment to drive because maybe there's a bunch of cars coming. They can't see that. Like I've seen plenty of times where someone's honked for me to go, and the car will just be like speeding right by me, and I'm like I'm not gonna go when you honk. You're not in charge of me driving. You know, like that's just ridiculous. But that's kind of my thought process on it.
Yeah.
I one of the biggest. It's kind of a what do you call it? A double-edged sword. One of the biggest things one of the biggest takeaways from high school that I had was I was in high school and I think it's like I was in class one day and we were supposed to present this like essay on like I don't know, like an essay on the future or something. And I was writing it, and I was like, we were supposed to like write it and then present it in front of class. And I was like, you know, it was one of those like public speaking assignments. And I was like, like I hate doing this. But as I was writing it, I just realized I was like, oh, wait a second, like my dad's not friends with anyone from his high school, like at all. Like he just doesn't even know anyone from high school anymore. And kind of dawned on me. I was thinking about like my grandma and my grandfather don't necessarily hang out with their high school friends all the time. And, like my mom still knew some of her high school friends, but like that was like the one exception. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna know any of these people ever again. Like once we graduate, like unless I actively make an effort to talk to someone from high school, I'm just never gonna know these people. Like these are only gonna be here for like this one moment in my life, and then we're all going to move on and do other things, and the likelihood we're going to talk to each other is very slim. And that kind of dawned on me in like I think it was my sophomore year, and then I was like, oh, none of this matters. And so I just stopped caring about everything. And see, that's kind of the double-edged sword. You should care about stuff. But for me, it helps to not care because then it took all the pressure off me. I was like, oh, like actually, I don't need to care because no one here is actually gonna like know me in the future. Like, there's no reason for me to care what they think. And like, it made it easier for me to like make friends, and it made it easier for me to start dating. Like I was like, oh, like there's like we're not gonna know each other. Like it's this is all temporary. It just became a much easier thing for me personally. In hindsight, I think I cared a little too little. Like I think you do need to care, like to a degree. You should care about people, but I think you need to like put less investment on like what people think. Um, unless you're just completely doing something crazy, like that's different. But um, most of the time, you're meeting people out in the public and stuff. Like you're not actually going to be like sticking with these people for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's my own personal like. That's what I came to realize. And it doesn't work for everyone. Some people care too much, and they can't help it.
Ah, I'm
Um,
I'm afraid I'm one of those
yeah.
people. I don't know. One of the care too much people.
I mean, it's good to be a care too much person too, though, because it means you're empathetic and like you're kind. Typically, means you're kind and you care a lot, and it's good to care a lot. Um, so that's something I would also have you think about. Like, it's not a bad thing to care.
Mm.
So it's like yeah, like I said, it's double-edged sword. Like, not caring can be convenient, but in the end, you should really care about other people.
Mm.
Even if you just met someone for the first time, you should care about them. That's like this was like a good human does.
Mm.
But you can care about someone and also not care about what they think of you. You can
Mm.
be like, I care about this person being taken care of, but then also I don't really give a shit what they think about me.
Mm. Nice.
That's just my own personal take. I do care a lot. More so, I think I care more so now than I did back then. But it does help to not worry about what people think. I mean, it like I said, it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes you don't worry so much that you don't dress well and you don't take care of yourself, and then it becomes a thing where like, do you not care what people think, or do you just not care about anything, and like yourself included? Like you always see those like you see like a makeover TV show where they're like the guy is like he works and he's a really nice person and everyone loves him, but like he never takes care of himself, and then like it's like make him over because he doesn't take care of himself. That you don't want to become that person where you're like a really kind person that just doesn't see any value in yourself.
Mm.
Because then it's like you have low self-esteem. I think is what it really is, low self-esteem. When I get into like me personally, I get into like kind of a goblin. Is it goblin mode?
Yeah.
I get super focused on work and like become a control, just drawing at home, not going anywhere. That can happen.
Yeah. It's like I think Dave and Dan talk about this. Where basically it's like they've just been like so like they've kind of like been through like this very intense like part of their lives where it's like it's just work, freelancing, trying to make everything work, and then we manage to do so, but it's at a cost where their social skills are just not what they used to be.
Yeah,
You make
it's
some.
happened to me before.
I feel like
What were you saying?
I feel like I don't know, maybe it's just like I think I kind of relate to it, but not because of freelancing, but because of the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
It's like I think you're just trapped inside, and it's like I think your sense of humor. It's like it's not exactly the best.
Yeah, that happened to me. Like back when I used to work at the haunted house, um, it would just be me and the people that worked at the haunted house all the time because you work crazy hours like in the evenings. So when everyone else is off doing stuff in the evenings, you're busy working. So you only kind of make friends with the people you're working with. because like for me, I was like working all day doing the production design of the haunted house, and then in the evenings we like got dressed up to do the performance. So basically, saw people all during the day that worked at the haunted house, and then in the evening it was just the performers of the haunted house. And then like by the time the season's over, it's like November, and you're like, oh, I haven't like talked to anyone outside the haunted house in like a month and a half. And then you go out on like on a weekend, and everyone else is just doing their normal thing, and you're like, oh, that's right, you can go out on a Saturday night and like have fun, and you just like forget what that's like entirely. Um, and like we at the haunted house, with my coworkers and I, we'd like you kind of get stir crazy working there, just working on sets all day.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we'd look up like these terrible videos, because we were trying to get inspired by like horrific things. So we'd look up these horrible videos like on our lunch break.
Ah.
Hello, Artie. And we got so desensitized to stuff that like you crack jokes that are like inappropriate and vastly like unsettling. Like people are like, whoa, wait, it's not really funny. You're talking about like death and dead people a lot. You're like, oh, sorry. I guess I haven't thought about how that might come off. But and then the same thing happens when you're doing the illustration, because you're just online. You're just painting. I think most of us are online, so we're part of just these online communities, and we're not like getting to know anyone.
And like I feel like uh, you're online, and you I don't know, it's like my feed is mostly just politics and just it's just I think like some manosphere stuff. It's like I think one joke is just like it's one joke that I have one joke that it's like that I kind of like that I kind of thought up is like it's like, hey, where were you when Clavicular got frame logged by that ESU student? And it's like the fuck, like it's like that's like one joke that I thought up, and like immediately like I thought of that, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? It's like like it's like I'm making jokes about it's like what like very insecure college students, and this is like ridiculous. What's happening? Come on, wake up. What are you doing?
I only just learning that stuff. Like I watched some like documentaries over. I mean, I watched the Louis Theroux one. That's like the big one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched some YouTube documentaries that they're interviewing manosphere people and incels and like what do they call it? Looks maxing people, and there was just like I saw a documentary on femcells. They're like female incels.
Right. I'm kind of I'm kind of like fascinated with those type of like female like femme cells. It's like I don't know, because like maybe it's just me. Like I hope we I always thought it's like if you're a woman it's like all like granted it's probably not the case. It's most likely not the case, but it's like if you're a woman, it's like they're like they're like there's obviously a guy who's who's willing to spend time with you. Like I've been told like stories about from my sister, or it's like she has been I think she has been, or she's been kind of you know like harassed, or like not harassed, but like I think actually no, probably harassed. It was probably
Probably
harassed.
harassed, yeah.
And then it's like and or dudes have made very inappropriate comments on her body and on her body, or like they've most likely kind of like tried to follow her, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like it's like I'm not saying that's that's like that's a good thing for men to it's like, oh, I wish that happened to me, but it's like it's like it's like for most dudes it's like you kind of you're just alone. People don't exactly like acknowledge your existence, and it's like it's I think maybe that's like kind of like an indicator. It's like, or it's like if people like basically treat you very badly. It's like, hey, they at least like they, it's like they know that you exist. It's really fucked up thing to say, honestly. Now that I'm actually listening to myself as I say it, but
It's a little weird.
yeah,
I would say. I mean, I don't know. I think that like what you're trying to say is. I think that's like a personal. Like, I think it sounds to me more like a personal projection
maybe,
when
yeah,
you say like you're like largely ignored and people don't care about you. Like I don't experience that. Like I don't feel like when I'm out in public, I don't feel like people ignore me. I mean, in London, most people don't like to like make eye contact and stuff, but that's more of like a London thing. Like some one of those big city like people aren't they're not
yeah, yeah.
trying to like make friends. Um, but I've had a pretty easy time meeting new people, and it's been pretty. You gotta make effort. You know, it's like I'm not gonna randomly. I don't expect to randomly make friends while I'm just like walking to a place like to commute. Like
Mm.
I don't expect someone to like just strike up a conversation with me and they'll be like super dope and I'll just be like, oh, like you're really cool. We should be friends. Like I don't expect that to ever happen. Like that's probably will never happen. Um, but like when you're making an effort to go out and do things,
Mm.
I think it's pretty easy to find people that acknowledge you and you know want to talk and
No,
you just
yeah,
got to
no,
find the right place to go.
no, no. I think, yeah, no, you're kind of right. I think, I hadn't. I've actually have been making some effort, like not this week, but recently, like like dancing classes, dancing socials. I went to the league, so that's
Yeah,
you know, and I was, I think I did all right. So
yeah. I think
no,
I don't know.
yeah, no, it probably was like a projection, but yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Well, I hear like what people like in the Manosphere documentary say about like being a man, and I'm always like, most of the time I hear this saying, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like what? Like I don't see what world they're living in because the world they're living in is like it's become manufactured from all the stuff they're listening to. Like if all I watched was videos about like Americans living in London and how hard it was for an American who lives in London to be like if that's all I watched and that's all I followed and then like if anything kind of remotely bad happened to me I'd be like it's just like what they said Americans have it hard in London like that would be I could see how I'd be like sucked into that if that's all I listen to but like I just don't listen to stuff like that so it doesn't affect me like um, I
that's that's yeah. Also, like, it's kind of funny. It's like it's so hard as an American living in London. It's like, what am I gonna do with this affordable health care? Oh no.
yeah that was a silly example because that doesn't happen but like I'm trying to equivocate it to something like because like I mean I'm a man and I'm aware of those manosphere thing. I've never seen any of that stuff like until I saw the documentaries about him like I didn't know what any of these people I don't know who they are I don't know why you would follow them because they seem like douchebags to me like
Yeah.
just the way they compose themselves like the way they talk about stuff they just seem like douchebags I'm like why would you listen to someone's douchebag and then like
I feel.
that's kind of like how what I've taken away from it but it's also I'm older like I mean I'm not like a young impressionable guy who's like looking for friends necessarily.
I think. Okay. So I think. Uh, as a person who kind of like fell down that rabbit hole, I regretfully, um, it has a lot to do with like insecurity and lack of experience. Where it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
where basically it's like, you kind of look at yourself and like you're lonely. It's like you feel like, like women aren't exactly looking for you. Not like, and like you look around and like you see like say your cousins who are like who obviously are like way more socially calibrated than you are, having little to zero trouble getting into relationships. It doesn't matter the quality of the relationships. they're just in a relationship. And granted, like you as a kid, it's like you've been essentially kind of like growing up with like as a kid, like I like I grew up in like it's like if my sister wanted to watch a Disney Channel movie, like we
Hmm.
were often watching that Disney Channel movie, and that Disney Channel movie often had this stupid romantic subplot, and or like every movie we watched, there was a romantic subplot, and it ended with like the with the the male character kissing the female character, and like over time, you see that over and over and over again, and you think, oh, it's like this is a this is a very like this is a very important thing that people go through, and if I can't and like if people who never go through that, they're kind of like they're looked at as like laughing stocks or losers. Like this is like pop culture has a lot of I think pop culture has a lot of I think has a lot that I don't know. Also, I think you know as a person who's kind of like it's like as a kid I was kind of clowned on for not really having a girlfriend. That was
Hmm.
that was also a big thing. And granted, I did I did some eh, I'm not entirely blameless in this, but yeah, no, it's mostly just insecurity, lack of experience, and I think lack of guidance when it comes to this. Because I think when it comes to human relationships or socializing, people just expect you to have this shit down pat, and it's a bit more complex. When it comes to
Yeah,
basically, when it comes to dudes, especially with like who aren't exactly like neurodivergent or on the spectrum.
yeah. I think that's to me like what I was talking about. Where like you're insecure because, or not saying you, I'm saying most people.
Mm-hmm.
They're insecure because they think that they got some kind of anxiety about what might happen to them. They're like, oh well, what if I do this thing and everyone laughs at me and thinks I'm a fucking loser and doesn't want to talk to me anymore, and like can't afford to do that because like I don't want to be thought of as just a loser, so I'm just not going to do this thing. And then so you don't do the thing, and then like more opportunities come up where you should do a thing, and you basically refuse to do the thing, so you lose the experience you would have gained by doing it. So like
Mm-hmm.
whether that thing is asking a girl out or parallel parking, or like whatever it is you're worried
I
about,
mean,
like
it's I don't know. It feels strangely targeted. I don't know.
yeah,
No.
I mean like it's
So.
yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean like for me, um, like I said, my big epiphany was just stop caring, like just stop caring about what people think, and like it doesn't really matter what people think as long as you're happy.
Mm.
Um, and obviously that's like a terrible one-sided statement because you could be like, well, I'm happy killing people. That's like different. um, um,
Yeah, I'm happy. Well, strangling strangers and watching the light leave their eyes. That's joy
yeah,
right
it's
there,
like
brother.
within reason, right? Like if you're like, I think that's the one thing that for me, I mean, most people aren't terrible people. So like, as long as you're happy, normally that's okay. I mean, um, but yeah, every now and then there's like a weird person or some person that's like, oh, I'm just happy being racist. And you're like, well, that's not that's not a good. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Being insecure. I'm trying to think of the moments when I was the most of the time when I was ever insecure growing up. Um, it's been because I was afraid some specific kind of thing was going to happen, and like it's like an anxiety thing. Like I think one of the things was like I was insecure about like dancing in front of people, like when I was little, and like I was like I didn't want to dance at like school dances because I was really nervous about like what people might make fun of me. I think I'm stupid for dancing the way I might dance. What if I don't dance good or whatever? And so I just wouldn't dance, right? And then like I was so concerned about like what people would say about me dancing that I just wouldn't do the thing. And then you see people doing it, and they're all like having fun, and most of them don't care what people think. They're just having fun. Like most people aren't trying to impress other people with a dance. Like most people don't care. Only like a professional dancer cares about like impressing people with the moves. Like that's the only time that really happens. So unless you're a professional dancer, unless you're surrounded by professional dancers who are somehow judging you for some reason, there's no reason to be afraid of dancing. Anyway, I got over my whole dancing fear, but like that was like one of the last times I remember feeling super insecure. I was like, oh, what if people like laugh at me because I'm gonna dance stupid? I just don't know how to dance, and like when I hung out with I started dancing on my own, and then later on in my 20s, I would go out to nightclubs with my friends, and they would both dance, and like they didn't seem to care at all what people thought of them. Like, and I was like, oh, like y'all just have fun. Like y'all don't even care what people think. Like you look silly the way you're dancing, but like you're having so much fun, and your partner's having so much fun that like I'm the one that looks silly because I'm not dancing. Like everyone else is dancing, I'm not dancing. So like I don't know. You gotta see the pic. You gotta like zoom out from yourself and see from the outside. If you find yourself in a situation where you're like, I'm afraid to do this thing. I'm afraid what people are gonna say about me, or if I'm gonna mess up somehow. You gotta like take yourself out of your head and be like, what about like every other person though? Like most other people. It's like, well, most other people probably are fine. Like, talking to a girl or something, or like a woman. Most people are probably fine doing that. And they seem to have an easy time doing it. So if they have an easy time doing it, most likely I won't have too hard of a time because I'm not like you're like most people. Most people are average. Most people aren't like. Most people aren't exceptionally bad. Like only rare times is someone like exceptionally bad at something. Most people are just average. And then like I think of like art. Like most people I know that like aren't professional artists that do like to draw. Like they're like okay at it. They're like it looks kind of okay. Like it's not like terrible, but it's not so amazing you're gonna like buy something from them. And there's just most people, and then very few people are like complete shit that they actually enjoy it. Most
You ever see the phenomena like the Dunning-Kruger effect, where like it's like if it's like people are confident on like things that they're exceptionally bad at. Like for example, it's like
yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah,
basically it's like it's like you see like a person just like big up themselves and like how like how the best singer, then they get on like American Idol, and every key that they put on is just garbage, or
yeah.
like
That's that can happen too. That's where you're
yeah
so unaware you don't even know you're bad because
yeah
you don't even have a comprehension of like what bad or good is. You're so out of whack with like what needs to be acceptable. Like a lot of stuff like beginner artists are like that are people that drew all their lives and they want to be professional, and everyone always told them they're really good, but they haven't like really spoken to other people that are good, and so they got this impression like, well, I'm really good because people like my stuff, and then people give them critique and they'll be like, oh, well, you should work on this, and they'll be like, oh, that's my style. No, I meant that to be that way. It's my style. It's the excuse I always hear where it's like, no, that's just my style, man. I'm like, really? Your style? It's just it just looks terrible.
no, it's I went to someone Like I don't know, I went to fucking SVA, and basically it's like I've essentially like had a lot of classmates, and like I look at their work and it's like, damn, it's like, dude,
Yeah.
do you know how like do you know how much you're spending just to be here? Come on, dude, come on. Let's just let's lock in here. Come on, let's visit a life drawing class or two.
Yeah, I mean, I went to fine art school, and there was a lot of people that were like in. I feel like lots of people take art school classes because they think it's going to be easy. And if you go to certain art schools, it is technically easy because they can't make you care. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm just here because it's easy class," and it's like, "Well, okay, we can't make you care more. It's just how it works. You can't." And the people that really care, sometimes, they like for me, it was like I really wanted to learn, but like I didn't have like a really what I would call like a really strict teacher. Like I was pretty good at drawing in college, and that was like the main thing I did was draw, and like so I felt I was completely capable in drawing whatever I wanted to draw already, so I didn't have to really think about drawing that much, which was completely false. Where I was like, it was not anywhere near as good as I needed to be. Um, but I was under that impression, and like so I studied other forms of media. Like I studied video art, performance art, and I was trying to learn these other types of art because I was like, well, I'm already really good at drawing, so I don't need to learn that. Like, you just don't even like. I was in that situation where I was like, I didn't even realize how out of it I was, how like completely out of the loop. Where it's like, oh, okay, like for me, it was like I thought I knew what drawing really well was, or I thought I knew what drawing really intensely was, and like I'd never, spent more than I probably never spent more than 4 hours drawing one drawing at a time,
Hmm.
one piece. Like that was like the max I ever spent because that was mainly because I had classes that were 4 hours long. And then it was until I met this artist, this professional illustrator. It was a few years later after I graduated. He had a really good poster he was doing. I was like, whoa, how long did that take you? And he was like, well, I'm on the 40-hour mark about. And I was just like, wait, you've worked on this for 40 hours? Like, it just blew my mind. Like, that somebody worked that long on one drawing. It's just like, it kind of just dawned on me. I was like, oh, there's like a whole level
There's levels
of
to this.
drawing. Yeah, there's like a whole level I don't even have access to because like I haven't even begun to work as hard as this guy has. And like that was right before I made the jump to doing this professionally. But let me rephrase that. That was right before I made the jump to trying to be professional. It was like maybe a year or two before I quit my job and decided to do this full time. But it was definitely like a couple years of me having to learn the ropes basically. Even though I already knew how to draw, I was like I didn't know how to draw the way a professional needs to draw. Um, this is taking forever too. I'm almost used up my whole time. But yeah, that's I've been in that position where I'm like I didn't even realize how behind I was
Hmm.
because I was like, oh, well, I'm really good at drawing already.
I mean,
I can draw a likeness. It just takes me 8 hours to draw one likeness.
uh, I think I think may, I think I kind of went through something like that. I think um, there was a freshman year. Uh, Now by then I was, I think I was like pretty decently, skilled. But like I think there was a for freshman year there was a final project, and I wanted to, I wanted to take a risk. I wanted to basically like, it's like, hey, let's just how about this? I don't know, I really like Mobius, and let's say. let's draw this Mobius type character
Mm-hmm.
who's on this canyon, and these giant women, they come from the canyon, and they like, it's kind of like that scene from Blade Runner 2040, Blade Runner 2045 or 9,
Yeah.
and basically it's like, let's draw giant nude women and let's see how it goes. And basically, when I was done, the like one person was like, "Hey, is that a trans woman, or is that trans, like, is that a man?" Or, when I saw that, I was like, "God damn it!" I was like, "No, it's a woman. It's supposed to be a woman." And like everyone was like silent, and that was just humbling. I think
Yeah, I gotta like you aren't capturing the nuances of the biological genders, or not. Sorry, let me rephrase that. The traits, the biological traits, the feminine, masculine traits. We're capturing those accurately,
mm,
but those are really legible. You can a lot of people, a lot of like supermodels. I've noticed a lot of supermodels very androgynous look. Most of them have an androgynous. If it wasn't for their long hair, like they look very androgynous.
mhm,
Same with lots of the very attractive male models, very androgynous look. If it wasn't for their haircut or something like,
mm,
it's just something I've noticed. And, like when it comes to like supermodels and people like that, they can be tricky. Yeah, it's like I had a hard time drawing uh, female characters because when I was a kid, I used to draw the characters my brother and I pretended to be when we were playing make believe. And my brother and we were both boys, so like I would always draw like male characters because that's who we pretended to be, right?
mhm,
And
mhm,
so like all the characters I drew were male all the time. And, like all of our stories, it was like an all male cast of characters because we were just the two of us playing make believe. Like we weren't like pretending to be a woman or anything. Like just we just weren't doing it. So like my sketchbook was just full of like male characters, and like that's all I had. I didn't really practice drawing women at all for the longest time until I got older. Then I realized like, wait, I need to draw women. Like I haven't been drawing women at all. Like I've just been drawing these guys. Like, and I was fairly decent at drawing like male anatomy, but like when it came to female anatomy, I was just like proportions were off, and angles and curves were off, and like it didn't come first hand to me. It was like I had to like really think about it. That was like that was like back when I think when I realized sometime in middle school, so I realized like I didn't draw enough female characters,
yeah.
and then like in high school I started making an effort to draw more female characters, and I was like I need to draw more female characters because I don't have any. And like all these stories I made up with my brother, I was like, there's like no women in the stories. They're not complete stories. I would need to like rewrite the stories with like I need to like gender swap some of the characters so that there's actual women in the story because it's like you can't have a story with just a bunch of dudes. I mean you can, but like more interesting stories aren't just that.
Yeah. I think I I've tried drawing women, but it's, I don't know. I think one very one very like one thing I did was like, it's like, hey, it's like I was like a teenager, and I was like, I think it was more 13, and I was like, hey, it's like, let's draw a woman. And it's like, well, of course, like, I I would draw, I think, it's like I would draw women, but like, it's like, you ever watched Sun in Philadelphia? And like
Yeah.
how you see how Dennis would like draw these like these diagrams, and like he would draw like these very busty women to
Oh,
because like,
I haven't seen that part. No.
oh, okay, basically like I would do that, but not because, I don't know, like, because like, I was like, I feel like that was like a landmark, or it's like, it's like,
Yeah.
women, what do they have? Oh, breasts, let's just draw those. And then, and then it's like you know, it's like I would show these to like, you know, my mom, and it's like, why, like, it's like, why does this man have like, you know, have like breasts? And I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
I was bad at drawing women for a while.
You gotta like take it away. The main for me like the main thing you had to learn was like um, it's not about drawing men or women. It's about drawing shapes.
Hmm.
You're like, is the shape accurate? You're like, yes or no. If the shape is accurate and it happens to be in a male form, then you successfully drawn a man or a masculine uh, person. Like, if the shapes successfully match a femme form, then you successfully drawn either female or femme person. You know, like taking a quick break. That was two poses. What's up? Loving it. We're just doing not life drawing. We're doing figure drawing. That was two poses at 20 minutes. That second pose I really go shit at. I feel like I think I was distracting because I was talking a lot. But we did two poses. We're gonna do a few more. Jacobo, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna run to the restroom. So anyone, if you're watching, we will be back in just a minute or two. Grab a drink, go to the restroom. We'll be back drawing in about 1 minute. Okay.
I think I don't know. I think by 3:35 I have to be out because my driving lesson is at 3:45. So
What time is it now?
it's 3:26.
Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. If you gotta go, you gotta dip, you gotta dip.
All right,
But I'll be right back. I gotta run to the restroom.
all right, all right. All right. Lone Wolf, what it do? I should have been faster with this. Jesus. See, this is the problem. I'm very detail oriented. I can't, you know. All right. Okay, so I think this concludes our stream for today. I'll be back later on tomorrow, not later on today, if possible. But until then, keep on drawing. Stay. Keep on resisting. Keep on hitting ice. Stay cool.